So once you are situated in your comfortable position, if you're choosing to start this way with me, and use all the props you can so your spine is tall, your belly, your ribs free to expand with your inhale breath. And as you let the breath seep out, lean forward a tiny bit and then start drawing small circles with your relatively straight but not rigid spine. And whether you're thinking of drawing those circles with the lower spine, the middle spine, or the crown of your head, I want you to feel the movement of low spine, the movement of hips on earth, their grounding weight, as well as their mobility, as your circles will gradually become smoother. The low spine scooping out the pelvic bowl, stirring its contents. And as you get movement in low belly pelvis, invite your breath. Slow it so it fills that low area. On your exhales, you might scoop the low belly in and up, just squeezing the last of the old breath out. So opening meditation, central focus is the breathing. The movement is there to help you make space for your breath. And some of you will find as the breath grows, the movement becomes more fluid, creating more space. Depending on what you're feeling physically, emotionally, and energetically today, as you focus on the breath, you might choose to be still and watch the internal movement. Some of you may have already started out like that, started lying on your back. If you feel drawn in that direction at this point, follow your intuition. Oh, there you are, Nikki. It's through the vehicle of breath that we start to discern between intuition, the deep wisdom of body, and the habits, the compulsions of the physical body. Sometimes what we think we feel isn't what we actually feel. We'll practice letting go of our expectations and attachments. All right, those of you who've been circling in one direction, next time you're leaning forward, pause for a moment, fill up with the biggest breath yet. And as you breathe out, reverse your circles. Those of you who've gone into stillness, continue to stay with your breath, exploring your internal world, your physical, mental, and emotional landscape with breath. And those of you moving, if your movements have become fairly free and big and free form, again, follow, but don't get too distracted by the movement. Stay with your breath. And habit will cause the body to move through its conditioned grooves and patterns. But you add breath to those grooves, bring them back into the conscious realm. And those grooves will become pathways rather than ruts. The same occurs with our thoughts. Once you pay attention to your thoughts, you'll realize thinking is pretty repetitive. The same fears, anxieties, desires will pop up. Through the practice of breath, you give those thoughts space and let them evolve. You can glean the deeper wisdom and marry it with the wisdom of body. And not be prone to compulsion and anxiety. Or at least start to notice when you are. Get some freedom. All right, I'll get quiet for our last 6 breaths so you can really drop into you. And wind your way towards center. If you're lying down, you can stay lying down a few more moments. If you'd like to make your way up to your seat, stay with your breath. And once you're in the still place, go ahead and rub your hands together, stimulating these thousands and thousands of nerve endings. Some of our more sensitive ones that connect to the outer world, to each other, even when we're apart. And if you came to your practice today with the intention of physical healing, there's a part of your body that needs extra attention today. Once your hands are warm and tingly, if you can put your hands with ease on that area, then let them float there. Of course, you might just let your hands go and notice where they end up, or bring them together in prayer. We'll open with our Brahmari/Om. Take a moment to reflect on whatever brought you to your mat today. Reflect on the effort you had to make to arrive where you are right now. The preparations of your space, of your calendar, of your mind. And then let that go, arrive. We'll breathe in, and if you're in a space where you can sing out in a loud Aum, go for it. If you prefer to just hum with your lips sealed, Brahmari, to feel the physical vibration of your voice, you can direct that to any area of your body or feel the whole body pulsate. Together we breathe in. Om Namah Shivaya. All right, relax your hands, open your eyes, straighten your legs out, slowly come up to sitting if you did that lying down. Go ahead, massage your legs, shake them out, give them little love taps, wake your legs up. Hi, Wilhelm. All right, bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, put your hands on the ground behind you. We'll give the knees a little windshield wipe, just get a swoosh, swoosh in the hips. Some of you teeny tiny movements, getting your breath down into your hip flexors before we get into another still place. Some of you, it feels good to let the knees go all the way side to side, starting to twist the spine. Stay with your breathing. And yes, bigger movements will walk your hips forward, so keep your hands walking forward with you. Once there's a sense of freedom of lubrication in the hips, we'll come back to a sitting position. For neck release, I will offer knee pile, crossing right knee over the left knee, half knee pile, possibly tucking the left foot in so one knee is stacked on the other, the sides or the tops of your feet rolling down to the floor. And if that is true, activate your feet, spread your toes, press your feet down a little bit, stabilize your knees. Now, first pose of the class, some of you are not going to sit like this. Cross-legged seat or even sitting in a chair works just fine. Reach your fingertips out to the sides. Get tall. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. Exhale, drag the shoulder blades down the back. And again, reach the fingertips out a little bit more. Walk your left hand out to the side until you're almost leaning to the left. Then plant your left palm. Bend your elbow in towards you. Press it forward a little bit. Pull left shoulder away from your ear. Hang head to left shoulder. Reach long through the right arm to feel for the stretch in right side of neck. And of course, you can play with the position of the arm, front, back, up, down. And the angle of your face, maybe turning it up or down, but keep it lined up over the left shoulder. Your heavy head will try to pull everything forward. Let's try to stay in this horizontal plane for just a moment. Good. And then when you settle on a space where you feel a sweet stretch in right side of neck, direct your inhale breath into that stretch. Exhale, sigh it out your mouth. Let your jaw and tongue relax completely. Send another breath into the space you just created around the jaw and neck. As you exhale, reaching through the right arm, feel as if you could send the attention out of your body, off of your fingertips. Shoot it away. Keep your neck completely relaxed. Use your hands to bring your spine back to center. Left hand will come to your face to help your head back up. Twist to your right, left hand to the right knee. Doesn't have to be a big twist. Use this to lengthen up rather than to grind around. Twisted shape does constrict the breathing area. Notice where you can breathe now. Maybe expand the ribs into your armpits. Exhale, soften shoulders down the back. Inhale. Exhale back to center. We'll take a little bow. For some of us, bowing simply meaning the head goes forward, stretching out back of neck. Some of you, your heavy head will take your spine forward, and now that's fine. The further forward you come, the more active you make your feet, reaching back through tailbone to counterbalance. So upper body can relax. You are anchored down at your roots. Take 3 more breaths in whatever forward fold or bow you are in. Those of you simply letting head go, you'll notice how you feel that along the spine as you breathe in. Those of you who are very low, actively reach back through your tail, pull your belly in to pull your spine up. And everyone can use your hand to help your head back up if you're practicing keeping the neck released. Change the cross of your legs. If you're sitting in a chair or a neutral shape, then simply give your legs a little swish, swish, or a massage. And then set up for side 2. Sitting any way you can, where your spine is straight, your neck is long, your shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, peel the shoulder blades down the back, reach the fingertips out to the sides, lift your heart, walk right hand out to the right until you're about to tip off left hip, then plant your palm, pull the ground towards you to drag shoulder blade down. Head hangs right, left arm reaches to the left. And then again, like an antenna, use arm and chin to feel for just the right area of tension. You might find quite a few, but settle on one in the left side of your neck. Give it breath. Exhale, spread your fingers. You might feel things tightening up in your hand. Your body so wants to hold on to its tension, its stories. Let it move out. And with a heavy, heavy head, hands walk back to center to bring spine upright. Right hand will come to your face to prop your head back up. Twist to your left, right hand, left knee. And then back out of any striving in the twist. We're not trying to get anywhere. It's okay if you can't see behind you. We'll turn that direction eventually. I want you to feel where you are right now and breathe. The fullest breath possible in this shape. Exhale, come back to center and bow. Start by dropping the chin, even if you know you're going into a big forward fold, flexible hip people. And be curious about how letting the head falls forward affects the whole spine. Spread your toes, press your feet down if you're in knee pile or cross-legged seat. Be curious about how your active feet affect your spine. And then stay connected as you go into a forward fold, those of you who are choosing to come forward with gravity. Close your eyes, take one more full breath into wherever you're feeling space, stretch, opening up. One more exhale to feel the head be a little heavier. And keep it heavy. Use your abdominals, your tailbone, your hands, everything but your neck to help you come back up. Maybe a hand will remember to put your head on instead of your neck. All right, stretch your legs out, give them a shake or a massage or a tap. Let the blood run back through your knees, especially if you're working with knee issues. Every once in a while, give them a little energy and space. We'll be sitting for breath work. I'll offer Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet actively pressing together. Again, the focus is on breathing, so if you're in a chair or in another seat, just make sure you're comfortable, spine tall, belly, ribs free to move with breath. Let's do Uddiyana. No, let's do Kapalabhati. I offer chest opener, fingertips on the floor behind you so you can roll your shoulders back and open up through the chest collarbone area. Short, sharp exhales out your nose. Like a gnat flew into your nose, you're trying to shoot it out. We'll go about 30 this round. And if you can feel how the shoot starts in your diaphragm, the high belly, focus the snap from there. Tissue handy. This will clear your head out. All right, take a big breath in. Hold the breath in, squeeze your shoulders and elbows back, tuck your chin down. Unless you're pregnant. I haven't done a pregnancy check in a while. My usuals I don't think are, but if anyone might be, you're not holding your breath. And then bring your hands forward, blow the air out your mouth like you're blowing out your birthday candles. Once you're empty, stay empty. Tuck your chin, belly button back, and then lift your heart, feeling the diaphragm belly pulling up towards the ribs. Uddiyana Bandha. When you can't hold your breath out anymore, relax your belly so you can breathe in. We'll take that whole series 2 more times, coming back into chest opener or any comfortable arm position. It's fine if you want to rest on your lap. I'm going to count out 30 slow, sharp exhales. Those of you who have practiced Kapalabhati, if you want to go twice the speed, 3 times the speed, that's fine. You can do up to 100. We'll hold the breath, and then we'll empty out. Uddiyana might be new for some of you, so I'm going to show you my belly. What we're doing is lifting the diaphragm when we're emptying it out of breath, sucking the abdominal muscles up. And one of its benefits is you're literally stretching your spine from the inside. That was a little exaggerated because I practice this every day. It's a softening of the belly, not a tightening of the belly. That's key. Most of us have learned to tighten our bellies our whole lives. So if you're just learning how to soften your belly and wake it up, awesome. That's what we're doing. All right. Another round of Kapalabhati. Short, sharp exhales out your nose. If you get dizzy, you'll stop and return to normal breath. All of this takes practice. Let's breathe in together. Fill your belly, spread your ribs, lift your heart. Hold your breath. Tuck your chin down just a little bit so you don't feel like you're going to choke or gasp. Experienced yogis, if you know your other bandhas, you can pull up on pelvic floor and diaphragm here. And before the pressure gets too big, we'll bring hands forward and blow out the birthday candles. Stay empty. Tuck chin, pull navel in. With a soft belly, lift your heart so you can draw the abdominals up into the rib cage. Flare your ribs. Your diaphragm's going in a position it's never gone before if you've never done this. You're literally lifting your heart. Notice what that feels like emotionally and energetically. And then when you have to breathe before you gasp, relax. All right. If you're new to this breath, that might have been enough. You're going to sit or lie down for a few breaths in neutral. Otherwise, one more round of Kapalabhati. I'll count 30, but you go on your own pace. Of course, change the way you're sitting anytime if that starts to become a distraction. Big breath in. Suspend the breath, shoulders back, heart lifted, tall spine, tail rooted. Then empty out. Stay empty as you draw your belly in and up. And once you relax belly, you can stay still for a few moments. Those of you who are still in Baddha Cone might want to forward fold. Or you can sit any other position or lie down and just feel. All right, we're going on to our backs next. Yeah, we'll do this next thing lying down. It's another breath cue exercise. I'll sit up in case you need a visual, but it's simple. We're going to learn how to tubularize our core. Place your hands on your ribs, your lower ribs near your waist. So when you breathe out, you can feel the ribs start to spread out into your hands. When you breathe in, I hope I said breathe in. And then when you breathe out, the ribs knit in towards each other and start to disappear into your belly and waist. Inhale to spread the ribs. And a corset-like action as you exhale the ribs back in. Keep going on your own. Of course, I don't like introducing the image of the corset, but that is literally how the action of some of these abdominals work. They knit everything in towards center and stabilize spine. Some of your ribs might not feel like they're moving. At a certain age, the ribs stop moving if we don't practice this, but you can regain some mobility. Just start with ease, start with the feeling part, the breathing part. All right, if you've got a sense of using your abdominals to knit your ribs together, next time you do that, keep them in, cross your arms across your chest so your fingers rest closer to your armpits, those pec muscles there, and see if you can get your breath to move the ribs here underneath your arms while your core stays tubularized, your ribs stay in the bottom ribs. And as you breathe out, just let everything soften. So inhaling to the mid and upper lungs, feel your back body and shoulders spread out. Exhale, core still tubularized, low ribs and waist drawing in. Two more breaths. All right, relax your arms down alongside your body. If you need to watch for a moment, come into a position where you're not straining your neck to look at screen, or you can just listen and follow with me. Coming into an upside down chair shape, knees lifted right over your pelvis, shins parallel to the floor, to the ceiling, like you have a block on your shins that you don't want to fall off. We're going to try to keep the shins steady. If possible, knees and heels come together and glue them together. Now, some of you, that'll hurt your low back. If you have a prop, like a pillow or a light yoga block that you can hold between your shins, that's a good way to maintain your hips steady at hips distance. If not, you'll just imagine holding something so your hips are steady. Arms a few inches away from the body, palms turned down, so you feel stable and relaxed through the upper body. Low back in its natural position, light on the yoga mat. You don't have to press it down unless it takes you out of pain to actively press low back down. Let's inhale and exhale, tubularize your core, knitting the ribs in, the sides of the waist firm up. And keep that knitted in, breath will go into the chest. Start drawing small circles on the ceiling with your knees and start tiny so you can make the circle smooth and not drop your imaginary yoga block on your shins. So holding knees together or holding something between knees, I find really helpful to eliminate any grinding in my hips and low back. Yes, you might find some initial cracks and pops as this area of the body wakes up. But if you have a pelvis that's always grinding, move in a way that you're not grinding. You might notice if your circles smooth out and it feels safe to grow them, they get bigger and bigger. And you might feel how your hips are starting to do this on your yoga mat. Those are our obliques and QL, the waist muscles, the muscles of low back. Good. 2 more circles in this direction. Then draw knees closer to chest. Make sure shins are parallel to earth. Take a breath. Exhale, retubularize your core in case it lost its tone. And then take your circles in the other direction. I don't care how big or small the circles are. Keep breathing. So you can keep it smooth. Your jaw relaxed. No low back pain, so please modify or make this super tiny if this hurts low back. We're trying to wake up muscles that support our low back. All right, 2 more circles in this direction, and when you are complete, knees to chest. Place your feet on the floor just so you can press down, scoot your hips over to the right, then pick your knees up and drop them to the left, rolling into a fetal curve actually on your left side. Then open right arm to the right, spinal twist. If you find you need to put your knees on something or keep your block between your shins while you twist so your legs stay hips width. No strain in low back. I just want you to kind of wring out these muscles, the waist and low back muscles that we're working. And the key to that is relaxing in the twist. If that means changing your leg shape so you can relax in a pain-free way, make your adjustments, and then take 2 more breaths. Just be. Return to your fetal curve, bring right arm across, and then roll back onto your back. Put your feet on the mat so you can move your hips back to center. Take a moment of pause in the center, just settle in. And then scoot your hips over to the left, pick your knees up, drop them to the right. Rolling into a fetal curve, I find is a nice way to enter spinal twist. Then opening left arm. The left shoulder is not on the ground. As long as you don't have shoulder injury, shoulder pain, that's fine. It can actually create a nice stretch. Roll back into fetal curve and crawl to all fours. I talk too much on Zoom, but I'm so scared if I get quiet, you guys will think computer froze. And I don't know if anyone just noticed, my computer went out and came back on. And you probably didn't even notice, so I really don't have to be anxious about that. All right, from tabletop, let's go into sun gazer. Get settled. If you need to cat-cow for a moment, wiggle out, or make preparations so your wrists aren't in pain. Your knees aren't in pain. Do that. We won't be in this form too long. Once you're settled in, neutral table, press the ground away so you can lift out of your shoulders, firm up your chest. Reach your tailbone back, scoop your belly and ribs in. Again, tubularized core. Right leg back, toes stay on the ground. Cross right foot behind left. Peek over left shoulder like you're looking for your foot and feel the stretch in the right side body, especially as you tuck your tail. Some of you might want to add the right arm reaching across also. Creating a half moon shape with your body, fingers, toes reaching same direction, torso parallel to the earth. Scoop your ribs back into your belly. If trying to balance has choked off your breath, then keep your hand down. Exhale, everyone, hand down, knee down, come down onto your elbows, roll your wrists out, wiggle your tail side to side. All right, one more side there. Nice firm tabletop. Tucking tail, maybe beyond neutral, more of a tail tuck. Left leg goes back as an extension of your tail and then crosses behind the right. Look over right shoulder. Option to reach left arm in that direction as well. Breathe into your opening left side body, ribs, shoulders, and hip. Exhale, hand down, knee down. Come down onto elbows. Roll your wrists. Wag your tail. If it feels safe to lift your feet up and wag your feet too, your whole tail. Maybe a very happy dog. Standing forward fold. Some of you want to down dog on your way there. You have time. Otherwise, simply shift your weight back onto your feet so you can dangle over your legs. If you prefer not to have your head below your heart, you're prone to dizziness, then keep your knees bent, your elbows or your palms on your knees. Catch your stance, and you can play with bending and straightening your knees from there to get your hamstrings to stretch. Those of you dangling in a forward fold, any arm position you like. You can sway, you can bend and straighten in your knees. We'll slowly find our way up to standing. I recommend tucking your tail, pulling your belly in to help you come up. And bring hands together at heart center. either feet together or make sure your feet are right under your hips, which if you're being very meticulous, hips width is 2 fists apart. That's if you're being fussy about it. 3 sun breaths. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Standing side bend. Inhale, arms up. Catch your left wrist and reach it over to the right. Rest your head on the right arm, right shoulder. Press both feet down to the earth. Feel for the tailbone pointing straight down. Scoop your belly and your back ribs up with your inhale. Come to center by pressing feet down. Inhale. Exhale, take right wrist, stretch over to your left. Relax the head and neck. Neck has no work to do here. Press your feet down. Inhale, center. Standing BB, make soft fists. Put them on the back of your pelvis, right along sides of sacrum, where it's a little bit starting to turn into a little bit fleshy. It should actually feel good to press in there. Press that down. Inhale, telescope your rib cage up. Lift the low ribs off your pelvis, the middle ribs off your low ribs, the upper ribs up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, the elbows back. Coming into this superwoman, superman shape, getting taller and taller with your in-breaths. Some of you will find that as you roll your shoulders back, you start to go backwards with upper spine. That's fine as long as you're not feeling it in low back. Some of you, once you go backwards, you'll want your head to go back, and that's fine as long as it feels like it's unwinding. Otherwise, keep the chin tucked in. 2 more breaths. So no dipping into low back. Breathe your heart forward out of low back. Press your tail down, your feet down. And if you have gone backwards, head will come up last. Inhale, heart forward. Sit back into your chair. Knees bent, tail moving back like you're trying to close the car door with your bottom. Pull your belly in. Low chair, sit back a little bit more, bring your chest closer to your thighs, pull your belly in. Little twist, take a breath. Exhale, right arm back. Inhale, center. Exhale, left arm back. One more time if you got it. Inhale, rock your weight back and then press balls of the feet down, spread your toes. Exhale, right. Inhale. Exhale, left. Inhale, arms forward or all the way to the ceiling. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, Samastitihi. This time, bring your left arm behind your back. Catch it with your right hand and simply draw it back. So you're getting a stretch through top of left shoulder. Roll the heads of the shoulders back. Open up the collarbones a bit more. Drawing left arm back and down. Now we'll do a few different arm positions, only if they don't create shoulder pain for you. If not, find your version that helps you relax the top of the shoulder and give it a stretch. Exhale, release the hands. And then bring right arm behind back. Left hand takes your forearm or wrist. Keep the right arm straight as you draw it behind you, dragging your right shoulder down. And then roll the head of the right shoulder back, both shoulders open, collarbones open. Breathing. All right, relax your arm. Standing half moon again, this time optional, crossing left foot over right. So you're standing with your feet on backwards, or you might just be on the left toes. Then you bend your knees a little so you can squeeze thighs, squeeze your butt. Arms up, either hold the left wrist or interlace fingers, except for index finger, cross your thumbs. Squeeze your ears, inhale. Exhale, side bend to your right, press your hips to the left, relax your head and neck onto the right arm. Squeeze your thighs together like you're working with one twisted leg rather than two dancing legs. If you prefer to be in Tadasana with your feet uncrossed, that still works. Press your arms back a little more as you breathe in. Squeeze your thighs, glutes to bring you back to center. Unwind arms, unwind legs. Shake it off if necessary. Cross right over left or stay in Tadasana. Catch right wrist or interlace fingers with the other thumb on top. Squeeze your ears, get tall. Exhale, stretch over to your left. Hips press to the right. Tail straight down. Heart lifting up. Good. Squeeze belly, squeeze butt to pull your spine up. Relax arms. Sitting back into your low chair. Tail way back, chest low. Hands in prayer. Inhale, lift your heart. Twisting to your right. Some of you will just look right. Some of you will touch left elbow to left knee. Some of you will step your feet together and cross left elbow over right knee. 3 breaths. And squeeze belly, squeeze butt, reach your tail back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Back into your low chair. Hands to heart center. Thumbs guide your sternum forward as you breathe in, and then twist to your left. Maybe you're just looking left. Maybe you're hooking your elbow on either thigh, maybe over the left thigh. But if that strains your back, keep your feet separated and just touch elbow to right thigh. Good. Feel for lengthening tail back and breathe your chest forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samastiti. Relax your arms. Option to come into horse stance for this. No, option to come into warrior 2. Right toes out, left leg straight. Or you can do this in Tadasana, another shoulder arm exercise. So if you want to sit in a chair or stand up straight, that works also. We'll all bring right arm across the chest. Left hand comes underneath to hold the right. All of these cues go slow, so there's no shoulder pain. Roll the right shoulder away from your. Either stay here, breathing into the back of right shoulder, right. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Bring your hands to your waist. You might bend your knees a lot and tuck your tail to help you come up. Inhale, rise. Warrior 2, turn your left toes out. Left arm across the body. Right hand comes underneath to squeeze it into your chest. Getting an intentional compression in the chest in front of shoulder and a stretch in the back of the shoulder. Optional, eagle arms, threading the right underneath to double bind or single bind, your choice. Or stay in the stretch if this is where your shoulder needs to be. Relax your arms. Hands to your waist, turn your toes in. Interlace hands behind your back. Squeeze shoulders, lift heart. Again, always the option to stay upright, or maybe you forward fold. Forward folds, if you feel safe coming up wall bound, reach through your knuckles to pull you up. Bend your knees as much as you like. If you need to use your hands to help you come up, let them go. And we'll come down to our seats. Some of you will turn your heels in, bend your knees, and dance your way down to a low squat. Some of your knees won't allow your hips to go any lower, not safely. So stop here, then put your hands down and then your knees down. Some of you can keep squatting down until your hips are almost on your heels. And then we'll find our way to our seats. Some of you will come down with control. If you're not sure about the control, just make sure the space behind you is clear. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. I recommend actively pressed feet, but if you prefer to peel the feet open into a hip opener, you can do that. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lean forward, straight spine. Shoulders back. Breathe the chest forward. And either to exhale to continue to come forward with a straight spine, or let your hands go, head go into a forward fold. 3 breaths. See if you can be present for each one. And come back out the way you came in. Lie down on your back. Settling into stillness. If you want to complete with a happy baby or a spinal twist or a little time upside down, continue to wind down for this last minute. If you found you came down and you feel pretty wound, just set yourself up to rest. Continue to rest. Start to deepen your breath. If the stretch sounds appealing, reach your arms up overhead. Maybe bring your feet together and flex them and point them. Yawn and stretch your mouth and jaw as wide as they go. And then ease over. I recommend rolling over onto a side with knees bent and practicing coming up with a relaxed neck. If it's kinder to your body to kick your feet and roll yourself up, that's fine too. Once we're sitting, we'll press our palms together. Thumbs against your sternum, lift your heart. May we benefit from our practice. And may our practice benefit all beings everywhere. Namaste.